Hi, this is Ryan Neal from the USA offices of Neal's Saddlery and Harness, Cowboy Sewing Machines, and High-Tech Sewing Machines. And we wanted to do a third video as far as demonstrational purposes are concerned for our new Cowboy Outlaw hand-operated sewing machine. We wanted to try to simulate a real-world sewing application. For instance, if you were doing draft horse harness tugs or something where you were sewing 3 layers of extremely heavy leather, and of course the strapping would be extremely long. You know, these little sewing samples are nice, but you know, when it comes right down to it, it's not a real-world application for this type of machine. So we wanted to show some longer strapping here with the machine to show you how the machine performs in something that you would actually utilize the machine for in a real-world type application. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this again, remembering to allow your handle to go all the way down and all the way up. I'm going to hold the top and bobbin threads off to the right hand side. I'm going to take a couple of stitches. And now we can let go and the machine will continue sewing. So I'm going to sew down the length of this strap. I'm going to have to get straightened up here just a little bit. Don't forget also that we'll be offering an optional material guide attachment for this machine that will mount to the right of the needle plate here, so you can rest the material against the material guide. I'm not an expert sewer by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a very good sewing machine mechanic and technician, and so with the material guide mounted here, it's going to allow you to sew an arrow straight line down the piece. But of course, right now we're just freestyling it. So you know, if the line isn't perfectly straight, please forgive me. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the material out of the machine so you can see the long straight line that we had sewn starting from up here and then ending up down here. And then we'll take a look at the back side of the stitching, and you can see the stitching's pulled up extremely tight all the way up through the holes and so forth. And again, if you had a material guide attachment on this machine, it would be much easier for you to be able to sew the straight lines. You know, with the hand crank sewing machines, you've got to have one handle on the material and one handle on the handle to operate the machine. With the material guide, it does make your life a little bit easier in the sense that you don't have to, the material guide works like a rip fence on a table saw. You just lay the material against it and sew down. I'll go ahead and go down the center of this one more time so you guys can see how it performs. So you can see we did a run down the center of this piece, and again, without me being, I would not consider myself to be an expert sewer, but again, with the material guide, that process could be easily accomplished where you would have a perfectly straight line. But you can see how nice and evenly spaced those stitches are, and then if we flip over to the back side of the material, you can see that the stitches are sucked up in extremely tight and extremely well. And the hallmark feature of a heavy-duty machine is if you can see how densely these straps have been packed together through the sewing process. So this is extremely hard and compressed layers of this leather together. So just wanted to show you sort of a real-world sewing application for the Cowboy Outlaw so that you could gain an appreciation of how this machine could work in your own shop. And of course, this machine is an excellent machine for doing knife sheaths and gun holsters. So for knife sheath and gun holster makers out there, you can see that this machine would perform extremely well on heavy leathers that would be used in knife sheath and gun holster construction. So if you have any additional questions on this machine, please feel free to give me a call. My name is Ryan Neal from the USA offices of Neal's Saddlery and Harness, Cowboy Sewing Machines, and High-Tech Sewing Machines, and you can reach me at area code 330-692-1418. Thank you.